Ladies and gentlemen, this is your brunch report, 12 o'clock. I am Black Belt, the voice, Gorman Bannister, and I will continue to be the voice and your voice against criminals, criminality, and corruption until the Lord Jesus Christ himself tells me whichever way he knows it to get the message to me, until he tells me to no longer be that. I have no fear in that regard because I have none. I am exactly what I appear to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is August 10th, 2018. And we started a little late again today because, I'm putting things together. I'm getting other information too, but I have to put other information aside for the moment to deal with this matter. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this 12 o'clock report is singular, and that it is called, "This is what happens when you forget who and what you are." The theme is, this is what happens when you forget who and what you are. The picture you see there is a picture of some BTC officials, I would assume. And look who they're giving the check to. You think those people really, you think they, these people would have had to have been nuts to trust Algernon Cargo with a check. Even though not that big check, that's only symbolized, that's not the actual check. That's just a symbolization of the check, a public relations thing. They shouldn't even trust this literal cocksucker with this check, with this symbolization. They shouldn't even trust him with this. The nigga might go try cash this and keep it. Ah, damn it, you dealing with me, Algernon Cargo, you and your goddamn lawyers. And that other coward cousin of yours hiding behind you. Now this thing gonna get real. This gonna get real. In fact, it's real. Not getting, it's real. So ladies and gentlemen, that picture there, that's amazing. They would trust that nigga, even with that cardboard symbol of the check. But anyway, and then the other things that you see there are documentation. You can read them at your leisure if you want, but I'm gonna give you the long and the short of just those. Just those. Ladies and gentlemen, now I have to assume that this talk about Algernon Cargo hiring a lawyer to sue me is obviously why his cousin Hubert Minnis made sure National Insurance paid Cargo $400,000 recently, claiming he was unfairly dismissed. I would understand that because after all, Minnis is too much of a coward to come for me himself. And what does Algernon Cargo have to lose? In this world, where the natural order of lifestyles are still dominant, he does not fit. And since that leaves him inwardly fighting which chromosome should be dominant, I'm going to test his threshold for exposure. $400,000 can take him a long way with lawyers and suing me and stuff. Now that's unless, of course, some thug decides he's an easy target and robs him of the money. I mean, that could happen too. Or it could be somebody who appears to be a thug. That could happen, but that's life. This is the life. This is where you're at now. This is where you're at. And as far as Minnis is concerned, let me tell you something, Hubert Minnis. You should know me, but maybe you don't because you don't even know your goddamn self anymore. And if Ingram was your friend, Ingram might be able to save your political life or any other kind of life. Because life is not in the hands of the beholder, my brother. Life is in the hands of God. So you sent the wrong person in Algernon Cargo. You sent the wrong person. Money can't give you courage, bro. Giving him $400,000 to tell him not go out there and fight me. Plus, you got the job at BOB so you can use that money to fight Gorman, right? That money, bro. Money ain't got nothing to do with heart. You got to have heart for this thing. So we're going to see how it goes. You should have come yourself, Minnis. Because ultimately, you're going to have to come yourself anyhow. You're going to have to come. You're going to have to come. But anyway, so let's get it started anyhow. We'll get it started out here on the outside, and then let him finish in the court. What the hell? Let him finish there. It may not have occurred to you, but, you know, you get in the court one way or another, and you get to do your thing. The thief get in the court to do his thing, and so do the watchmen. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not no hyperbole today, or this is not to entertain you or to get you in a frame of mind where to try to get you who listen to me in the frame of mind, you who I submit to in the frame of mind to listen to me. This is how I'm really feeling today. This is Gorman. Forget black belt. This is Gorman on the real side. This is him. So yeah, if I sound hot, believe me, hot ain't the word. Hot ain't the word. This is Gorman today. Not black belt, Gorman. Straight up. Ladies and gentlemen, part 2 coming up. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it moving in the same vein. Keep it moving. You know who this is. This is Gorman. Yeah, I go with black belt, but I'm not going to black belt today. I'm going as Gorman, Beckles, Bannister, straight up. And who don't know what that means? Stick around. It's early. You will know. And who say they ain't scared? Stick around. It's still early for that for you too. Because you'll get scared. You minutes, you'll get scared for sending your punk-ass cousin after me. Come your goddamn self. I know you's a snake. Your problem is you don't know yourself no goddamn more. I'm going to help remind you, though. You're going to get reminded in this. Now let's go on. Cargill supposedly is suing me for calling him a criminal. Now, what would he have rather I say? That he is an arch criminal? Or does he believe that any agreement he may have with CIBC Bank for non-disclosure of why he was fired will remain in effect? Well, both of us will find out if that's true at the same time. But I have reason to be liking my chances. I like my chances with that one, ladies and gentlemen. I may as well tell you. Any type of activity that are contrary to bank rules, especially with transactions, is a crime. And whether charged for them or not, it's still a crime. Because once the act committed is complete and the corruption, the corruption moves from outside the bank official is a part of the criminal exercise. That's how it is. For example, if a banker launders money, I want you to listen carefully now, Algernon Carter. I want to see if this sounds familiar to you, you stupid cocksucker. For example, if a banker launders money from the proceeds of drug activity, he not only committed a crime individually, but by association is a part of whatever the drug dealers have done in the course of having drug money to launder in the bank. So, putting that example forward could not only make the banker a launderer, but anything else from an accomplice or conspirator to drug dealing or even murder. And you, Algernon Carter, got the nerve to say that I called you a criminal? You wouldn't be saying that because of your time at CIBC Bank, would you? Well, we'll see. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I like my chances with that. I like my chances. I don't want to say I love him because the only thing I love is God. I like my chances with that. Just as breaking rules in banking is the same as breaking rules in government agencies, Algernon Cargill was in charge of NIB in 2010. He was in charge longer, but in 2010. Now, I'm going to give you a series of actions by him at NIB, just to show you a pattern of behavior. I'll leave the actual criminal act that he committed when I reach the court. In either case, in court or out, he needs proof, so I'll provide it. But I want to briefly discuss the Fresh Creek construction contract. The awardee of the contract was originally Lewis Construction. Now, and these are in these documents that you see here, okay, ladies and gentlemen? These are in these documents. The awardee of the contract was originally Lewis Construction, as it reflected the true market value of the project and the ability to complete the work within budget and schedule, supposedly. The bid was $95,000 for Lewis Construction. Now, the lowest bid, though, was HEW Construction Company. Now, that bid was $49,775. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we know what's going on there. If general bids are in the area, as you'll see from the first document, it's in that 90,000, 70,000, 100,000. Then you got one at 49,000. Well, you know what that is, right? Put in the lowest bid so that when you get there, you can jack the money up, jack the price up, where it ends up being more than what the highest bid was. So that's what that is. Anyway, the owner, though, of HEW Construction was Hugh Edgecombe, who is the cousin of Alvin Chicago. He was also, though, and he was also in violation of paying national insurance contributions. Now, of course, you know, Cargill was in charge of national insurance. The board recommended that Lewis Construction get the contract. When the bids went to the quantity surveyor, Veritas, it was decided that the bid should go to Advanced Custom Builders for $72,380. Part 3 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part 3. And we're dealing with when you forgot who and what you are, okay? And the subject is Algernon Cargo. And yes, this is Black Belt, the voice. I'm Gorman Bannister, But for this exercise, I'm Gorman Bannister, period. Okay? No fluff on it. Straight up. I'm always straight up to you, but this is who I am. This is not the breaking news. No, this ain't him. I mean, I'm also that. But this is the foundation, me. Okay? Now, after the quantity surveyor decided that truly, after looking over because the quantity surveyor was independent, after deciding, when they looked over the bids, they decided that, okay, Lewis Construction was the original by the board. Lewis Construction was the one that they said should have the contract. But after the independent quantity surveyor, Veritas, looked them over, they decided that the actual bid of $72,380 belonging to Advanced Custom Builders should be awarded the contract. But Algernon Cargo then told HEW Construction to resubmit their bid to satisfy the calculations the quantity surveyor said the job should cost, and the job was recommended for Advanced Custom Builders. So Cargo told his cousin, resubmit your bid. Okay, that means he gave him the calculations. Okay, that might not be criminal, right? But it sure is criminal. Okay, in other words, he understood. He was made to know what the calculations of the bid to be awarded was. So resubmit your bid, okay, to those numbers, all right, and then he was the only one who was actually resubmitted a bid. Only HEW Construction. HEW Construction got the bid, the contract, without any board minutes or meeting on the matter. HEW got the contract for $67,901 and was given, though, a 50% mobilization fee of $33,950. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something. That $33,950, right, was only $10,000 less, $16,000 less than the original price that this guy, HEW, had put in for a bid to begin with. So he was way ahead of the game. He only put in the bid for $49,000. He got a mobilization fee of $35,000. 50%. Do they give out 50% mobilization around here? Anyhow, the project started in August of 2011, and it had five change orders, costing an additional $35,933, which was 53% above the original contract price. 53% above that means the 5 change orders was more than half of the price of the contract. You understand that? That's like you taking your car to be fixed. The part costs $200, the labor $600. Look at it that way, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And on top of that, it was never established by the Ministry of Health, who the contract was for, the building. It never established that they approved any of the change orders. They didn't approve any. No, Cargill, though, signed personally on over 53% of the checks issued in the amount of $64,719. That is the amount of checks that he personally signed. Personally. Now, here's the bottom line. Through the direct intervention of Cargill, his cousin, Hugh Edgecombe, received thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of National Insurance Board money. Let me say it again. Through the direct intervention of Cargill, his cousin Hugh Edgecombe received thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of National Insurance Board money. But here's the other side. And through the direct intervention of another of Cargill's cousins, Hubert Minnis, Cargill is going to be sorry he dealt with me. And you, Minnis, you still in my sights? I can multitask fighting criminals because I have help, and it's the majority. I got God. And whoever else he said. Let me just remind you of something. People talk about what they are, but I am exactly what I appear to be. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Black Belt The Voice Report. But I've been reporting strictly straight up this time as Gorman balance of who I am. This is October the 10th, 2018. This has been your brunch, your 12 o'clock report. I shall return at 8 o'clock. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.